morning. Saturday. I did not. It does not seem like Saturday to me. I really thought it was still Friday, but rest assured, I know it's Saturday. um, so sunny day, kind of chilly. Um, I guess typical weather for us. I hope you have something fun planned for the weekend. I don't. Good morning, Susan. Um, I think my husband still has to work, so I don't know what we're gonna do. Um, they're still doing vaccination events, and so he's on call for that to make sure that all the, you know, record keeping and software and remote devices that they're working or that they're using are working and everything. So we'll be around here, but that's nothing new, right? That's every weekend now. But we'll see. I'm gonna see if I can figure out something fun to do. Um, so yeah, I think that's important now, especially when everything um, seems so much the same. I heard a word for it, Blur's Day, right? So when you try to figure out what day it is, it's Blur's Day because it's just the same day. The same things are happening, and the weekends seem much like during the week. So there's that. But if you can find something um, to kind of delineate the difference between, we have cocktails on Friday night, so that's that's how we know it's the weekend. Even though clearly I forgot that today was Saturday anyway. But um, there's that. So even if it's something small, just to kind of celebrate the fact that you got through the week and you've got a couple of days before it starts up again. Um, all right. So let's just breathe a little. Sitting up tall, relaxing through the shoulders, breathing in through the nose, back out through the nose. Maybe even breath. So just paying attention to how long your breath is. Inhales compared to exhales. Usually our inhales are bigger when we are starting to pay attention, right? The emphasis is on that big inhale. And the exhale gets lost a little. So let's try to even them out. Maybe to like a slow count of 4. And maybe after you've been breathing for a little bit, you can extend that breath, maybe a count of 6. And then just bring the head down. Relax here. Go back to just regular breathing. Still breathing in and out through the nose, but not, focusing so much on the length of the breath. And then we're moving the head around. Make a big circle. Couple rotations one way and then coming back in the opposite way. We're back to center. Lean forward. Move around with the body. Noticing how you're feeling, right? Making adjustments based on what's going on with the body today. And then back up, arms wide. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hands together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers. Lift the hands, gazing up. And then arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Once more, lifting up, and then right arm down by your side, reach across with the left. Switch sides. Back up, lift the shoulders, roll back. And forward. Let's walk the hands out in front. And then hands behind. Squeeze the shoulders together. Gaze up. Back up to the seat. Let's do goalpost arms. Palms facing the front. Take a breath. And then twist from the shoulder to the right. Back to center. Take a breath. And moving to the left. Back to center. Bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulders back. Gaze up. And then fold forward. Back up to your seat, tabletop. Sitting back on the heels. Child's pose. Coming back up, tabletop to downward dog. Walk the feet up. We're in our fold. And rising up, standing tall. Breath in, breath out. You lift the shoulders, roll back. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Drop the knee, arms overhead. Hands to the mat. Stepping back, downward dog. Inhale, forward to high plank. And lower down. Lifting up, head and chest. Lower. Lifting. Lower. Once more, lifting up and lower down. Coming back up. Tabletop to downward dog. Take one more breath. Step right foot up. Drop your knee. Arms overhead. And then hands to the mat. Back foot steps up. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Left foot steps back. Arms overhead. Hands to the mat. Stepping back, downward dog. Inhale, high plank. And lower. Lifting up, head and chest. Lower. Lift. And lower. Once more, lifting up and lower. Coming back up. Back to downward dog. One more breath. Left foot steps up. Drop the knee, arms overhead. And then hands down to the mat. Step with the back foot up. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting arms. Back to mountain. Breath in, breath out. Let's step to the side. So we've got feet wide, hands at the waist or hips. Take your deep breath. Lean forward. And bring the hands down to your feet or to the mat. Using the strength in the legs, we're lifting up. Breath in, breath out. Let's turn to face the front. Right leg is out, left leg behind. Interlace the fingers, squeeze back the shoulders. Deep breath. Fold forward. And then let's rise up about halfway. Keep the hands behind you. Shift the weight into the right foot and we'll lift up that back leg. See where you are with this. Find your balance. And then just set the foot back down. We're going to rise up. Back foot steps to the front, arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in, breath out. Facing the side of the mat again. Legs are wide. Let's either grab wrists or move the hands up, whatever you can reach. And if you have a way you usually do this, right? So I usually do this, let me think. Right hand on the bottom, right? So try it the other way. Just for something different. You might be surprised, even though sometimes it feels awkward, it may actually work better. It certainly is helpful to do both ways, right? Take a breath and fold forward. When we habitually do things the same way with the body does not like that, doesn't respond well to that. Come on back up. Extend the arms up overhead. And back to mountain. Yeah, the body likes a little variety, right? It's good. It's good for your body, also good for your mind, right? It's good to try things a different way. Give yourself a different way of looking at it. It helps not just with the brain and, the electrical impulses and things that are going there. You're sort of retraining your brain to think about something. But it also helps us in what we think, right? So we may get in our heads that we have to do a certain thing in a certain way, or that this pose has to follow this other pose, or that there's something about our practice that is kind of magical, right? It has to be done a certain way or it's not going to work. And none of that is true, right? Your practice is just what it is. It's your practice. And some days it's going to be successful in certain ways and other days maybe not. There's nothing mysterious or mystical about this. It's just the way your body is working on any given day. So don't get in your head. Just stay in your body, right? Let's walk the feet back together. Not really together, but about shoulder width, maybe a little wider for your squat. Hands together, take a deep breath and lower down. So we haven't done this squat for a bit. This used to be something we did almost every time, right? But I've been having some trouble with this knee. So I laid off it for a while. And now the knee's feeling better. So we're going to see how it goes. So it's always okay to not do something if you are, having some issues. Sometimes if you stop doing a certain thing for a while, things will get better, and then maybe you can try it again, right? Come on back up. And hands by your side. Let's face the front. Left leg is out. Hands behind again. Deep breath. And fold. Let's lift up about halfway. Keep the hands behind. And lift that back leg. See how it works, right? Maybe great, maybe not so great. I don't know. And then when you're finished, set the foot back down. Back foot steps to the front, arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. Let's do another balance. We're going to go from mountain to lift up that right leg. You can stay here, or you could see about taking hold of the foot, the toe, or just drawing the knee in close to the body, right? Maybe this is where you are today. That's fine. Wherever you are, it's all good. And then set the foot down. Switch. Standing on the right, lifting up the left, maybe here, or some version of bringing that leg in closer. Steady gaze. And then release it down. Bicycle the legs. And back. Top of the mat, arms overhead. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back to downward dog. Come on forward to high plank. And lower down. Head turns to the right. Arms by your side. Take a few breaths. Head to center. Setting up for Cobra. We've got hands about chest height, elbows close to the body. And then we're just lifting up, head and chest, hovering the hands. Tops of the feet rest on the mat. Lower down, head turns to the left. And then back center. Just bring the arms out in front. One forearm on top of the other. And whichever one you immediately did, switch. Right? Usually my right arm is on top, but we're doing the left arm on top for this time. So rest your head down, forehead rests on the arms. And then we're going to lift up the head and chest and arms and legs. Back down, relax, bring the feet a little wider, and just rest. Let's make our way back up. Tabletop to child's pose. Then tabletop to downward dog. And then come on down to a seat. Soles of the feet together. Sitting up tall. Take a deep breath and then lean forward. Moving back up, both legs out in front. Arms overhead, deep breath. Fold forward. Moving back up, let's bend that right knee. We'll hug it in. And then lowering the knee out to the side. Sitting up tall. We'll lift that left arm and fold forward. So when we're folding, we are initiating the movement at the hip, right? We're not curving the spine to try to get down here. We are starting to move here before anything else is happening up here, right? I'm going to turn sideways. So movement starts here, right? Before anything is happening above, we're moving. We're kind of lowering down then, right? And then come on back up. So it may not be, right? Maybe you aren't able to come down that far. That's okay. We're still beginning here. So maybe you're here. That's fine, right? You're still starting at the hip, right? The other way, the way we don't want to do, is where we're just kind of just sort of reaching the arms and we're pulling everything forward like that. You can see how that's pulling the spine out of alignment. We don't want that, right? Even if it's just a little movement, we're still keeping that spine nice and straight, right? You'll have the same feeling, right? It'll feel different in the back, which is fine because we don't want us to have that pulling in the back. But you'll have the same feeling through the leg, and that's what we're going for. So switch it around, hugging in that left leg. And then lowering to the side. Right arm lifts. Deep breath. Beginning to move. And all the way down. We're back up. Both legs out. Deep breath. Holding forward. And you see here, I've got a bend in the knees, right? Knees aren't flat on the ground. That's fine, right? Little bend, that helps get that movement. That's fine, right? Hamstrings are sometimes what limits us, right? But rather than pulling on them so tight, try to force ourselves down, give yourself a little break, right? Loosen up here. You're still working the hamstrings, but you aren't pulling them as tight as you can, and that's fine. We don't want to do that. Right? Hamstring injuries are painful and they take a long time to recover from, so don't want to do that. Extend the arms, lower. Take a few breaths. Let's hug the right knee in, left leg long. Lowering the knee out to the right. Keep the rest of the body flat on the mat. Coming back to center with the knee, and then drawing across the body, rolling up on that left hip. Trying to keep the shoulders as flat as you can. Back to center. Switch around so that left leg is hugged in. Lowering left knee out to the side. And then bringing the knee to center and across the body, rolling up on that right hip. Back to center. Extend both legs. And take a couple of breaths here. Bend the knees. Soles of the feet to the mat. We're going to do a supported bridge. So just lifting up, finding a place, and relax here and breathe. And then releasing the block. We're going to soles of the feet together. Relax and breathe. And then knees to center. Rock a little side to side. Happy baby here. Reaching for the feet, the ankles, whatever you got. Breathe. And then release. The feet, extend the legs. And then lowering down, however you want to get there. Resting on the mat. Moving into Shavasana. Steady breath. Focus on the sensations in the body. Moving a little. Getting back into movement in the body. We can make your way up to a seat, or you could just stay resting on the mat if you want. Bringing hands together, breath in and out. Thank you for taking time for yourself today to do some yoga and to share at Yoga with Me. Um, I hope that you have a very good Saturday and Sunday. Namaste. Okay. Meditation, 5 minutes. Comfortable seat or still laying on the mat, even, that's fine. Finding that peaceful focus. So, we don't want to not have our mind focused. But we don't want it to be a really intense focus either. Something simple, a word or an image or something that can just keep you anchored in this place. Breathe, relax. Okay, we're back. Um, Hopefully that was a pleasant meditation for you. um, so one thing that I do when I am having trouble staying focused is if I have an image or something that I'm trying to focus on, I tend to pick flowers. Flowers are simple, but they're also interesting enough that it keeps my attention a little bit. Um, but if you find yourself like wandering off, so like let's say you're thinking of a flower and then you think about, oh, I should do some gardening, or I gotta remember those flowers that I had. Come back. I say, what color is the flower? What shape is the flower? Right? Come back to this. Don't let this spark something in here that takes you away. Always come back to that thing at hand. Um, it helps me. I don't know. Hopefully it will help you. Okay, so enjoy Saturday and Sunday. And I'll be back on Monday.